Hey guys, I trying to do another film clip for my webpage. Uh, it's entitled "How I Think This Is All Going to Come Down." Uh, my webpage is, of course, about the mark of the beast and the and the beast, who they are, what it represents. About 98% of people have no idea what that is, and hopefully you'll go here down below me. I'm not going to talk about it because I don't feel qualified to do that. To do it in the right way, do it the best way. These guys below me on these videos, study those. I believe your salvation's at stake here. Okay, but how I think that's all going to come down uh, is what I wanted to talk about here briefly. And basically, let me tell you where I come from on this, or so you know where I'm coming from. And that's, Jesus taught when he was here, he said that unless you become like children, you should not enter the kingdom of heaven. And my take on that is that I believe that, when you have a kid and he's up on the couch and you tell him to jump, he jumps. He doesn't think about, well, what if you don't catch me, or what if this, what if, he has pure faith in you, and he jumps and you catch him. And so if you do it again, he's obviously going to do it because he knows. And that's how I believe our faith, uh, basically, are anything. The commandments, anything, are simple. Um, Simple to be understood. And the reason why I believe that it is that way is because each one of us is responsible for our own salvation. And, you see all these things out there coming from different Christian groups and so forth. And they found a secret code, and there's 3 or 4 blood moons and whatever. Here's the problem I have with that. Some of you guys probably understand some of that. I don't. Okay, so because I'm not a rocket scientist and all of that, I guess I just don't get the shot at going to heaven because I don't understand all these secrets, and I don't understand all these secret signs and so forth. And so then, what do I have to do? I have to turn around and rely on somebody to tell me the truth. Kind of like we count on Obama and he doesn't. That was a little pun, but okay. But I don't believe that. I believe that each one of us has free will. I believe that each one of us has the ability to um, get our own salvation, so to speak. Jesus died on the cross for us. That was to take over the sins that we're not capable of overcoming, because none of us are capable of doing that. That's what that was all about. Uh, so it's that simple. It's not. You have to be a rocket scientist to figure that out. And the other thing is in terms of when he's coming, I think most of us can. You can turn around, look around you, and say, "This isn't right. This Jesus is coming. This is all the signs are there." And you don't need no secret codes or anything else to come up with that. So that's what I'm talking about. Simple faith. Uh, um, if he says keep the commandments, he means keep the commandments. You don't have to go into detail about it or anything else. You keep them, all 10 of them. Not just the ones you like or anything. I mean, it's simple, you know. And I believe that most everything that Jesus taught was simple like that. And he made it in simple terms overall. But man in all of his wisdom have figured out all the secrets. But anyway, so that's where I'm at in it, okay? And my take on this, again, with the Mark of the Beast and everything, it is real simple. And there's some people that like to attack that and try to use some form or another, use something in the Bible about it. Well, this one gets a little bit more, what do I want to say? You don't even have to go to the Bible to find out where this one goes. Things in the Church of Rome, things that they said, things that they admitted, all boil down to the same thing. Talking about the fourth commandment, but I'm not, like I said, I'm not going to get into that. My take is this, okay? Right now you have Jade Helm coming in. Most of you are aware what that is, and it's supposed to start in July, but they're already on the ground they're on the streets in California and some places in Texas. Maybe some of those other places of the 7 states that they're supposed to be in. I don't know. But then suddenly yesterday, the FBI and I don't know if it was DHS or the CIA came out and said there's an imminent attack coming in the United States by ISIS. Well, and then it leaked out of that there's some possibilities that may be California. Now, I believe they know. And the reason why I believe that is, again, we're talking about simple stuff here, right? This administration, it's documented, have funded Al-Qaeda and funded ISIS since the beginning, okay? So they know. And this, to me, is all planned. I think it's supposed to be a practice. I think this practice drill, this Jade Helm, I think is going to go live. And if these riots and stuff in the cities back east there, if they don't cause it, Jade Helm is going to go live, but martial law is going to come in here somewhere. And that's what Obama's after. And Obama's already signed off on help from Russia and from the United Nations and everything to come in and take away guns and put down civil disturbance. That's all documented, you guys. So that's what I believe is going on. That's the way I think it's going to come down. And then somewhere in this process, let's put it this way. A couple of weeks ago, the Pope called for a one world order and one world religion. Okay? I know where that's going. And when you guys get done doing these studies, I think you'll understand. But this is all documented. There's no theory going on here, okay? They've called for that, and I think that somewhere in this mess with ISIS all over the world beheading Christians and what's going on in this country now, when this country falls, the whole world's going down the drain. Because we're the only reason why it stayed where it is now. And I know the United States has been guilty of a lot of things, just like God's chosen people were Israel. If you read the Old Testament and everything, they did a lot of stupid things too, but they still did a lot of right things. And I think that's the United States. They're the only thing that's kept the rest of the world from killing each other. And now Obama's sold us all out on that, sold the whole world out on it, I believe. And don't get me wrong, if you're a Democrat, I'm not picking on Democrats. I believe this regime is here to destroy us, and that includes Republicans. Okay? So this is an all-out attempt to destroy us. And sad part about it is I'll give you an example. Hillary was giving a speech yesterday or the day before, and there's a large number of people. Good majority of them were women, but Anyway, she made the comment that if she gets into office, that one of the first things she wants to do is throw religion out of this country. Well, you and I both know, or most of us know, she's not talking about religion, because they're definitely not talking about Muslims, Islam, I guess you call it. They're talking about Christianity, okay? But the sad part about it was she got a standing ovation from. There was a lot of people in that place, standing ovation from a lot of people. I was shocked, but it shows you where we're going. I don't think that we're going to be able to turn this around, and but as this thing goes down, they're going to bring in, like I said, they'll bring in. I believe that they'll, in some form or another, turn the power over to the, or at least partially, to the Church of Rome, and all in the name of something good, you know. But here's the problem. That same power goes back in history a long ways, and it's always persecuted Christians. So when you start understanding these things, and you understand that it comes down to the Christians again at the end times, then this thing starts making sense. But in the name of climate control or immunizations, this type of thing, on paper it kind of looks good, but it's the real thing. And you've seen in this country itself how people turn on each other over stupid things, and lots of people, not just a few. Okay, so this simple to see happening. But here's a really bad part about it, you guys. Some of the mainstream churches have already sold out, and I know a lot of you guys are aware of those things, but a lot more are going to, and it has everything to do with this 501c, you know, tax exemption. A lot of these mainline churches, if IRS comes in and they strip them of their 501c status tomorrow, their whole organization goes bankrupt. And I understand that that's a hard thing to deal with, but the challenge is this: it's the time we're living in, and you're going to have to do one of two things, and that is either conform or refuse. And that's bad in a way, but it's temporary, because Christ is coming back, and it won't matter. But that's the choice that you're going to have to make, and a lot of churches aren't going to do it. And understand, I'm not talking about people. I'm talking about churches. People in those churches are not all of them, but there'll be people in all those churches that will have to leave because they understand. Okay, but that's what's going to happen. And probably the saddest part about it is some of the Christian churches that are involved in this, that sell out, will be some of the worst enemies of the true Christians. And the reason why is because they know the truth, and they're not there. They're not living it. And these people are gonna, I don't have another way to say it, it's gonna really piss them off. And then they're gonna be very, very much behind some of the things that happen to the true Christians that are standing tall. Okay? That's how I think this thing's going to come down. And I want to give you this text. Revelation 14:12. It says, John was looking up and he said, who are these people that are left? This is when Christ came back, appeared. And he said, these are those that keep the commandments of God and the faith of Jesus. Okay? That's really important. I love you guys. Please watch these videos and make your choices. Bye.